guys, I'm gonna go over my morning supplement routine with you. This is Dr. Cassie Smith with Modern Endocrine, and I just wanna tell you guys the supplements I take in the morning and why I take them. If you like this information, don't forget to click the link, subscribe, like, comment, hit the notification button, so when I come out with content like this, you're the first one to know. So supplements I take in the morning, I start with my Probiotic Alignment, okay? Everyone I think should take a probiotic. There's a lot of people who are walking around with chronic inflammation, especially in their gut, from toxins from the foods that we eat. Your gut is the center of your health. You wanna make sure you have good bacteria and good gut flora. So my Probiotic Alignment is a daily probiotic that just feeds your good gut bacteria and makes sure that they stay in line. I have one called Probiotic Elevate if you have a lot of GI issues that sometimes people start with, but I'm on the daily Align. So that's the first thing I make sure and take every morning. Omega Max is the next one, so it's my fish oil. The fish oil is very important for lots of things. Not only does it help keep your joints lubricated and help with inflammation, but it's very important for your brain. So we have omega receptors in our brain. It's one of the things I talked about that helps prevent dementia. It's also good for your heart. So I take my Omega Max in the morning as well. I really like this because it has a lemon flavor, so you don't burp up fishy tasting things. And if you can't swallow big capsules, you can actually chew the capsule, get all the fish oil out, and then throw the capsule in the trash. I follow that with my Mighty Methylpholate. So Mighty Methylpholate is a B complex. So it has a methylated B2, B6, B9, B12, and tetrahydrofolate. So our B vitamins are very important for lots of reasons. So B2 helps convert glucose and carbohydrates and helps with metabolism. B6 is really important for our neurotransmitters. So it helps keep you happy, helps with dopamine and serotonin. So that's very important in people with anxiety and depression. I take it in the morning because it gives you some energy as well, which is nice. The other thing about this one is it will cause your urine to be like a bright orange yellow, and that's very normal. Turmeric, another thing I take in the morning. So turmeric is very beneficial with inflammation. So it helps a lot in lowering inflammation. That's been shown. So anyone with chronic autoimmune conditions, that will help. I have tried eating turmeric, putting it in different things like teas and cooking with it. I just don't like the taste of it. So I choose to take my turmeric in a supplement. The next thing I take is my Insulin Impact. So I picked Insulin Impact as a Modern Endocrine supplement because I think I put some ingredients in it that help a lot with insulin levels. So 93% of the population struggles with high insulin levels. They have insulin resistance, and a lot of people have diabetes. A way you can know if this affects you is if you have a lot of sugar cravings. So if you're somebody who's constantly craving sugar, then you may want to get your insulin level checked. If your fasting insulin is above 5, then that is indicative of some insulin resistance. Our Insulin Impact has some good things in it like chromium, ALA, some different things that help keep your insulin level lower and help it not to spike when you actually eat. So I like to take it in the morning so it helps throughout the day with those insulin spikes. So then I take berberine as well. So berberine is a good supplement also in people with insulin issues. So it will help with insulin and blood sugar control. You can take one before every meal. Again, a good supplement with insulin resistance, with PCOS, with diabetes. DHEA is the next thing that I take. So I love DHEA. It does a lot of great things. It's got a lot of bang for its buck. So DHEA is a building block for testosterone. So men and women have testosterone, and we need testosterone. A lot of times when you're chronically inflamed or chronically stressed, your adrenal gland, which is what is responsible for making DHEA and testosterone, is making other hormones which are more important. This in turn will affect your mood. DHEA is very important for your mood, but also your hormone levels. When your hormone levels are low, that affects a lot of things, right? So it can affect not only our sex drive, but it can affect our weight, it can cause brain fog, affects your mood, can affect sleep, and lots of things like that. Next is glutathione. So I really like glutathione as well. It's a detoxifying agent. Glutathione helps your liver detoxify things. So we take in toxins in our body all day long. All that detoxification happens in your liver, and glutathione just goes into your liver and helps kind of clear out that detoxification process. And so I take glutathione every morning. I also do IV infusions of glutathione at least once a month in my clinic. You can take injectable glutathione as well. Vitamin D is essential to almost everyone in the world. It's a very, very important vitamin. Your vitamin D level should be at least 60. There are studies that show if your vitamin D is less than 60, you are 16% more likely to develop cancer over your lifetime. So that's a big deal. And there's a lot of studies that show if you've had cancer Your vitamin D should actually be 80. And that's because vitamin D helps with our immune system as well. It helps our macrophages and our monocytes, which are cells in our immune system that attack viruses and bacteria. It helps those function. And so during COVID, there was a lot of studies and research done as well showing that people that had low vitamin D were more likely to die of COVID. Vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin as well, and so it's really important you take it with fat. So a lot of people mess this up in two ways. They take vitamin D, but they don't take it with food or anything fatty. I typically eat some avocado and some olive oil in the morning, so I know I'm getting my fat. But you must take vitamin D with fat. And then I formulated our vitamin D with K2, and that's really important as well because K2 helps your vitamin D absorb. When you have adequate amounts of K2, it actually lowers your risk of coronary artery disease. My next supplement that I take every morning is my DIM CDG. So I formulated a DIM with something called CDG for a couple reasons. So DIM is really important for hormone metabolism. Men and women both metabolize hormones. When we make hormones on our own, our body metabolizes those through different organ systems, and they can metabolize into other metabolites. If you're on hormone replacement therapy, the same thing happens. When you ingest those hormones, however you get them, transdermally, through an injection, through a pellet, those hormones will metabolize in your body. There's no way to control how they're metabolized in everyone's body, but the components in DIM will help make sure that those hormones metabolize correctly. So that means that your estrogen metabolizes down a good 2-hydroxy pathway and makes estriol. So this supplement's just gonna help your hormones metabolize correctly. The CDG portion of it helps a lot in women who have PMS symptoms, a lot of bloating, things like that. DIM is also very important in men. So DIM will help make sure if you are on hormone replacement therapy that your LH levels, which is something from your pituitary, stay high. And in men, that helps with testicular shrinkage. It also in men and women keeps your free testosterone levels higher. The other thing DIM is really good for is acne, especially if it's hormonally related, and again, PMS type symptoms. And then the last supplement I take every morning is Arteria Cell. So this is a newer supplement, but has some really promising research right now happening in Japan. This is a supplement that helps the coating of your blood vessels. So every blood vessel in our body is lined with something called a glycocalyx. So it's kind of like the protective lining of all your blood vessels. Its job is just to keep things flowing through your blood consistent. So it also helps nourish your blood vessels and give them the nourishment that they need, and make sure that if things happen and your blood vessels need to expand, contract, dilate, that they're able to do that. It keeps things from sticking to blood vessel walls as well. So if your glycocalyx is healthy and intact, things just move through your bloodstream and they don't stick to blood vessel walls. So what we're finding is that the reason more and more people are dying of heart disease. So currently women, 2 out of 3 of us die of heart disease. And so even though a lot of people are put on statins and we talk about cholesterol, we know there's still a missing link to heart disease. So we think that missing link is this glycocalyx. Over time, we get damage to this glycocalyx, or this protective lining of our blood vessel, and that allows things to start sticking to the lining of our blood vessel walls. As things stick, they start to build up and they can form plaques. These plaques then rupture or completely occlude a blood vessel, and that's what causes cardiovascular disease, so heart attacks and strokes. So this supplement will go back and help repair the lining of the glycocalyx of any blood vessels where it's damaged. So I take it more for a preventative reason, but if you have hypertension, you have high cholesterol, high blood pressure, any sort of coronary artery disease, this will help in fixing those damaged blood vessel walls. The other thing this supplement is great for is erectile dysfunction. So if you have erectile dysfunction, you have some dysfunction of blood vessels in your penis. And those blood vessels, where they are damaged, the glycocalyx is damaged, this supplement will go in and repair that glycocalyx to help with blood flow. So this supplement has a lot of good utility. There's a lot of people that could benefit from it, and you can also take it for preventative reasons. This is my morning list of supplements. There are 11 of them there. It seems like a lot, but I hope that you learned why I feel all of them are important and why I take the time to take them every day. If you like this information, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, notification button, so that way you have access to all of these videos as soon as they drop. I'm gonna keep providing you with great information to keep you healthy and happy.